Welcome. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our demo for the automation of sales order report. And this is presented to you by myself, Apoorv at MN Data Solutions. This is the attached is the blog link, and my colleague, Miss Amrita Kulshrestha, would be actually presenting how she went about using this as an ETL tool. So this is this is her profile link on LinkedIn. So what we would be doing here in this particular session is looking at how exactly you can you can use Power BI as an ETL tool. So Ms. Kulshrestha is actually going to give the technical aspect of it, but I will actually just tell you from the Tally standpoint what exactly was the requirement. The CEO of the company needs consolidated sales order with billing by go down reports. So currently that report is actually generated manually, and the record generation requires at least one mandate. So when they do it manually, it requires at least one mandate. And the Tally report is generated through Tally development language. It takes more than 20 minutes to refresh in a single day. So because the company had very large data, they had large number of watches. So when they opened that particular report in Tally, it takes more than 20 minutes. So they were looking at automation of the same. So what the client basically told us was as following. The client told us that the solution needs to be plug and play, right? That means the client should not have to do anything. It should be automated data extraction. The data extraction should be done in off-peak hours. So they wanted it over the night. Now, there should be no load on Tally during the refresh of the reports. And they wanted graphical presentation of the reports to be done using Power BI, right? Now, the most important thing was the client indicated to us that they did not want any database either on their machine or on the cloud, because either on their machine, because database maintenance would cost them a lot, and or on the cloud. So in case you use a cloud, you have to use either a connector or an API connectivity. Client had simply told us no. So the entire thing was that what Amrita had to do was she had to convert all the data warehouse SQL queries onto the DAX code. That's what she has done. The client told us that it wants to keep the solution on premises or link on Google Cloud. So in this particular case, what has happened is we're showing you on premise, but actually this data has been directly synced with the Google Cloud, and from the Google Cloud, they are picking it up directly onto the Power BI module. And the client budget was low, so the turnaround time of the solution had to be very low. Now, for those of you who are actually conversant with Tally, so this is your sales order due report within Tally, right? Outstanding, and this is your bill outstanding report. Now, here you see a common entity which is called the party ledger name. So here you see a sales ledger, here you see a sales ledger. So the client is actually wanting to merge the report. So what basically client is saying is that, look, I have got this sales order due data, right? I can look at it by go down or by item. And then I also want to see for the same party for that particular, how much is the bill due with respect to that sales order, right? So the next slide will actually explain this. A sales order is linked up with a delivery note or a sales invoice. Your delivery note is actually an inventory entry, right? So it does not affect your accounting parameter. A sales invoice affects an invoicing parameter. Now, a sales invoice has a receipt date. So your delivery note and the sales invoice are linked with a tracking number. Your sales order and delivery note and sales invoice are linked up with what we call a reference number. Your sales invoice is linked with the receipt details using something called a bill ID. Now, your sales order can be looked at item wise, or it can be looked at go down wise or a batch wise allocation. Okay. So, there are two-pronged parameters for it. We have coded everything in Power BI. So many of you would be our SQL developers or Power BI developers or data warehouse developers. But starting from the staging area where the file was put into a JSON file, after this, everything has been coded into Power BI, right? And actually everything is now actually being taken automatically to the cloud also. Right now, the solution has actually plug and play. So whatever file we are going to give you at the end of the demo, please give us your email address. So we'll give you the free file. So everyone has, so actually both the new people did not know. So we'll give us the email address and we'll give you the sample package, and then give us any tally or Excel spreadsheet which needs to be automated. And please do follow us on this blogspot.com, right? Then I come down to the next stages. So the solution is actually referenceable. And this is from one of our clients who's actually gone live with it. It's DDS, right? And they have kindly given us actually a reference for the same. So they are actually using it, but the solution is now being used for a single company data extract at multiple places. So, Tally partners are actually using it automatically, right? Now, if I come down to the value proposition, I'll just go down to it. What is it your client is getting? So first of all, we are looking to eliminate custom functions in Tally, but within SQL, we're going to eliminate custom procedures and functions in SQL, right? Then the second is we are looking to eliminate the complexity of Tally on the SQL databases. Third is that we are looking to eliminate the consolidation of Tally and the Excel data, ERP data. The most important thing is, and for all our database and analytics people, is we are looking to eliminate a separate database install, either at the client end or on the cloud level. Now, because the moment you have it at the database install either at the cloud level, then you need a connector or an API. Okay. We're going to reduce the data extraction types. We're going to reduce the aggregates in TDL and SQL code. So for many of you who are conversant with SQL year to date, month to date, so you can generate it in Power BI. We have generated it in Power BI, but many a times you have to generate these aggregates in the database level. The business logic coding time. So the business logic is the most important thing. Instead of it picking in the SQL, we have coded everything in Power BI. Right. So instead of SQL, because what Amrita will be showing you is converting 26 CT subqueries onto the Power BI platform. There are very low maintenance times. Right. It is maintenance times are very, very easy. Right. And then the BI tool costs and the implementation costs are going to be minimized. Right. So basically you can get it free. So basically ETL development times and ETL tool costs are going to be very low, and you can make very, very complex reports. So the module which you will get, you can actually test it out. We'll give you with Tally data. It has got more than 45 reports and more than 75 queries built in within it. With very low refresh times, usage of the collection field, we're going to raise the ease of reporting. We're going to work with the Microsoft BI stack of tools, handle very large data loads, and maximum number of concurrent end users. Right. So what do we offer in terms of the costs? It's going to be lower coding time, faster data access, easy to use desktop and server applications, and you're getting graphs, dashboards, and time series analysis. So TDL to SQL to DAX. So it's primarily DAX. Again, I'm just coming onto it. Excel, you use if then else. On Tally, you use it, joins, lookup. So here you're going to use Jackson lookup value. In Excel, you use sheets. In TDL, features collections. In Tally, in SQL, you use what is called a common table expression. In DAX, you'll use a variable. In Excel, you use SUMIF, aggregate, sum and group by. Here you use aggregate tables. And so with this, I transfer it to my colleague, Miss Amrita, and she will actually then she will actually be the host now, and Amrita will actually then show the more technical portions of the part. And please feel free to ask us any questions during the course of the demo.
Hello everyone, my name is Amrita Kulshrestha. I'm show you the how to convert the data into the DAX and SQL code. So first of all, I will show you what is the benefit of this presentation. The overall benefit or the major advantage of the service is it minimizes the number of pages. The data comparison it provides it's so strong that it can be convert 100 pages report to one page. And the purpose of this report is to give complete visibility by sales order for sales invoice, delivery note, receipt, and GST paid. And it gives sales order pendency details by the go down. Attached assumption of the report are the sales order, sales invoice, credit note, and delivery note are linked up with the same reference number. Here only those delivery note have been included that are not the part of sales invoice. In case a delivery note along with the sales invoice corresponding reference number is there, then the sales invoice number is taken into the account. So here the data has been taken from voucher inventory table and the code is framed in SQL as shown below. Thereafter, the same code is framed in Power BI index. Here fetching data from voucher inventory on the basis of sales. So in this document, we explain how each component of the report was developed. So first of all, fetching data from the voucher inventory and framed in SQL. And the same code is framed in the DEX code. First of all, I am using a variable which named D. And first of all, I am summarizing and filtering data on the basis of sales here. Sales order and summarize some column like document date, voucher number, party liaison name, reference, company name, go down, and some debit amount and some credit amount. Some debit amount and some credit amount was calculated, which is taken from the voucher inventory debit amount column and credit amount column. After that, I am selecting some column from the variable D, which is above, and calculate the sales order amount. So here I am selecting a column like cost center name, go down, party name, party laser name, SO number, voucher number, SO date, and document number, document date, SO amount also here. SO amount was calculated here. Here the sum of debit amount is subtracted from the credit amount and reference number also there and format that into the string format. After that, I am fetching data from voucher inventory on the basis of sales, which is framed in SQL and DAX both state below. The sum of credit amount is calculated and given alias name sum credit amount, and the same operation is performed for the debit amount, which is later is called by alias name sum debit amount. So this is the SQL code for that, and this is the sum debit amount column and some credit amount. So this is the DAX code for that. Here I am using A1 sales summarize variable and summarizing data from according to sale. After that, I am selecting cost center name, reference number, master ID, sales number, sales date column from the above variable, which is A1 sales voucher summarize in DAX code. This is the SQL code for that. Now we are fetching data from voucher inventory table on the basis of delivery note, which is framed in SQL and DAX both. In this, the sum of credit amount is calculated and the given alias name some credit delivery note. And the same operation is performed for the debit amount, which is later is called by the alias name debit delivery note. So both of here, these column was calculated from the voucher inventory table. A column name was a credit amount and the debit amount. Now again summarize data according to delivery note, which is coming from the variable V1 delivery note summarize, and the same code is in SQL here. This is the variable B2 delivery note summarize. Here I am selecting some column like cost center name and format that into the string format and reference number and also format that into the string. And here the delivery note number, delivery note amount was calculated. Here the debit delivery note subtracted from the credit delivery note. I also select the debit delivery note date from the voucher inventory table document date column. After that, fetching data from voucher inventory table on the basis of credit note and summarize column reference, go down, voucher number, credit note, and debit credit note. Credit note was the sum of credit amount column, which is taken from the voucher inventory table, and same with a debit credit note. After that, select columns from credit note summarize entry into the B2 credit note summarize variable. Here I am selecting some column like cost center name and format that, and reference number and bill number and the credit note and credit note amount and master ID season. Credit note amount was calculated. Here's debit credit note was subtracted from the credit note. Finally, I'm do the join between all the final variables like sales order and delivery note. So here I'm joining consolidate sales order to B2 delivery note summarize, and for remove the duplicates, I am using distinct function and saved into the A1 delivery note, A1 delivery variable. So here the joining is on the basis of reference number and cost center name extracted from the variable A2 delivery and the B2 credit note summarize. Do the left outer join between them and remove duplicate also and store in variable A3 delivery. After that, I need to add two columns, bill name, and adding a bill name into the A3 delivery note column. For that, I do the lookup from the voucher laser bill table for bill name column and the master ID column. For that, I am selecting this value bill name and store in a receipt variable. And second column is master ID receipt. Also at this column, for that I do a lookup from the voucher laser bill table for the master ID column and the bill name column. Finally, I'm adding two columns, bill name and master ID receipt. Then I do the filter for voucher laser table where voucher type parent receipt and credit amount is greater than 0 here. Then the format of entries for receipt filter and select required columns, master ID receipt, receipt voucher number, receipt date, master ID receipt here, receipt amount also, and receipt date also. And finally, I am doing the joining between them, simple natural left outer join, B receipt and receipt filter to, and store in a new variable which is D receipt payment date. So here now I am fetching data for the taxes and duties and taxes from the laser sum table, and also select some columns and also calculate the sum of credit amount alias name given the some tax credit value, and the same operation is performed for the debit amount, which is later is called by alias name some tax debit value. And here we are finding the sales invoice tax amount using master ID as and as a join criteria. For calculating GST amount, the tax debit value is subtracted from the tax credit value and stored in a new variable which name is GST amount sales. And finally, the selects columns store in new variable laser entries tax master ID.
So, Amrita,
After that,
can I just take chart? So here you see how she has converted various CTs onto the DAX code. Now, Amrita, if you could just show how you'll operate it in Tally, the TCP, and
yes,
thereafter, yeah, because there could be some time limitation. So she has taken 26 subqueries and converted them into DAX code, and she has coded the entire Tally logic into the product. Now, Amrita, can you just show it how you do it through Tally? And
yes, sir.
then I will show
For
them.
that, I'm opening the tally and go to the work in education mode. Select one company, like just sample company. go to the configure, go to the product and features, select that part where the TCP was stored. Go to the extract companies.
So here the data would be extracted for a single. So please try it only for a single company, because currently the product we have released is only for a single company, right?
Now again, go to the DEX coding, and this is the DEX code for that.
This is the Power BI code. So Amrita has coded. So Amrita, you can show any of the tables where the DAX code has been done. So you can actually see the DAX code like this, right? So you can actually get an idea of how to go about it.
After extracting the companies, I'm refreshing that values. So automatically refresh here and select that companies, tables, voucher inventory, voucher, lasers bill, etc. Lasers sum table, group book, stock item details, and all. Yeah. This is the final output of that coding. Here I am. Yes. So this is my sales order automation report. Go down by. The final result, the number matching with tally, and refresh and reload time on 8 GB machine less than 30 seconds for 2 years of data. So this is the output of that. Thank you, sir.
Amrita, can you just give me the control for a second? I'll just show them one final thing. Okay. If you can just make me the host, Amrita, for a second. Yeah, thank you, dear.
Yes, sure.
Thank you. So, sir, how do you exactly go about downloading it? So this is the Blogspot. You click on Turbo Fast Reports from Tally. And in the Turbo Fast Reports from Tally, this is the Google Drive. You go here, you click on this, you say Control V, you press Enter. And once you press Enter, you'll get the module and you can download the thing. So this is the TCP, which is valid up till end of November. And this is the Power BI module. Now, sir, we are opening ourselves to any questions. Mr. Shanmati, is there any questions which you have?
No, actually, like clear till now. Like, if anything, we'll get back to you.
Okay, ma'am, if you can just give me your ID in the email so we can send you the detailed links and for how to download it, and you can download the module.
Yeah, yeah, sure. I'll put it in the chat.
Yes, ma'am.